If you're not using Ironclad for contracts, you could be leaving millions on the table without knowing it. Every contract holds renewal dates, pricing terms, and obligations you can't afford to miss. But good luck finding them when it matters. Ironclad's AI instantly surfaces what matters so you can act before opportunities slip away. That's why they're trusted by OpenAI, L'Oreal, and Salesforce. Find the savings hiding in your contracts at ironcladapp.com/podcast. That's ironcladapp.com/podcast.
Looking for a Valentine's gift she'll truly love? 1-800-Flowers.com knows what she wants. For 50 years, 1-800-Flowers has helped guys like you get it right, delivering millions of fresh Valentine's roses nationwide. 1-800-Flowers offers premium fresh-cut flowers backed by their 7-day freshness guarantee, plus same-day delivery when you need them on time. Valentine's is coming up and bouquets are selling fast, so don't wait on this. Order today at 1-800-Flowers.com/podcast. That's 1-800-Flowers.com/podcast.
Hello, my name's David Seaman, and this is the Three Lions Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Three Lions Podcast. My name is Russell Osborne. This is your independent England football supporters podcast. How are you? I hope you're good. Hope you enjoyed the recent episode. That one was it was a couple of weeks ago. Episode 400. A little milestone for the pod. It was one where I chatted with fans of each of our World Cup opponents, Croatia, Ghana and Panama. Great insight into each nation. Once again, thank you so much to the guys who joined me on that one. It is still available at your provider of choice or threelionspodcast.com. And as you may have heard me say and seen through some of my social posts, I took a quick trip to Morocco for one of the AFCON games, the African Cup of Nations. It was the quarter-final between Egypt and the Ivory Coast in Agadir. Egypt won 3-2. They progressed to the semi-finals where they lost and were eliminated. Well, actually, I say eliminated. They had played the third or fourth place game, which I didn't realise they actually did in that tournament. I thought it was only the World Cup they'd done that. And that's pointless, in my opinion. But despite it only literally being 24 hours I was there, I had a great time. With some great friends, and whilst it was only a short period of time, once again, I got that, that tournament feel, sort of people just coming together, enjoying it. Sure, there were the horns. You remember, though, the vuvuzelas from the 2010 World Cup. There was plenty of that noise, but hey, that's the African way. But some sun on your back, couple of beers, 100% worth it. All for just over £100 all in. £16 for a match ticket. £16. And if you do want to see some of those photos, just search the podcast out on social media. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Three Lions Podcast. Give it a like or a follow. Always appreciated. Actually, let me just return to AFCON. Not literally, as it's finished now. But did you see the final? Senegal, Morocco. How bizarre. I can't remember anything quite like that before. I'm surprised that there haven't been any repercussions about Senegal walking off the pitch. Perhaps it's too early, I don't know. But FIFA's mob boss was there, the Godfather, Gianni Infantino. He was watching on. I wonder what was going through his mind. Can you imagine if that was to happen in the World Cup final? A team walking off the pitch to the dressing room because they disagreed with the referee's decision? And yes, it was a soft decision, a soft penalty, but there's no disputing that the Senegal player took the Moroccan down by the neck in the penalty area. It's a penalty. And then the guy who eventually took it missed it in the most, I don't know if dramatic is the right way, is the right turn of phrase, but what a way to miss a penalty. It's not something he's going to get over any time soon. So, in a way, I kind of feel for him. But that's the game. Entertaining, nevertheless. But because the pod took a week off, there are a couple of things I want to mention that has happened in the meantime, which I will come to. But the bulk of this episode is one I recorded with England fan Rio Woolf late last year. What with Christmas and New Year and other World Cup related episodes, I'm only now able to put it out there. I hope you're going to enjoy it. It's another one of our Your England Journey series where I chat with fans about their memories of England, just to kind of get to know them and share their stories. You're welcome to do the same if you want to get in touch. Either on the socials that I mentioned, or you can email threelionspodcast@gmail.com. Hopefully I'll have some more to come soon. And with regards to future episodes, of course, we're in the middle of the January transfer window, aren't we? We've had a couple of England players who have moved to pastures new, and I'll touch more on that once the door has shut on the January transfer window. There's the Nations League draw that takes place on the 12th of February. I'll cover that nearer the time too. And also I've been working on an episode about England playing in America. And like many of you, I've been waiting for the opponents for the friendlies to be announced. You know, the friendlies before the World Cup, June friendlies. I've been waiting for those to be announced before releasing this episode. There was talk of Argentina, but that seems to have gone quiet now, very quiet, as it appears they're set to face Mexico and Honduras in June. Although there is the latest rumour that it's England against New Zealand in Orlando. Have you heard that rumour? But once we know, I'll look at releasing that one. But on to this episode. Okay, let's do another one of our Your England Journeys, where we talk with England fans about their England journey. I'm delighted to welcome to the show England fan, obviously, Watford fan as well, and also, we'll get on to this, Chelsea player. We'll touch on that in a moment. I'd like to welcome to the show Rio Woolf. Hello, Rio.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, good, thank you. Would have been better if I didn't see those World Cup prices.
That's right. We're talking on the day where these World Cup prices for the England Supporters Travel Club have been announced, and it's leaving a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths. Yeah. Well, I mean, first of all, the World Cup, you excited for it?
I am excited for it. I was planning to maybe go to a game or two, but I think I've been a bit thrown off with some of the prices and allocations. We knew they'd be bad, but not this bad. I mean, I was seeing stats on Twitter. So for the final, it's like $46.50 per minute. And there's obviously 6-minute water breaks. And I think the final's 7 times more expensive than the one in Qatar. I mean, it's just mental, but it's America for you, I guess.
It's just terrific how FIFA have just, I don't know, well, doubled, tripled, quadrupled the whole thing. It's just a big money-making scheme. It's taken the working class aspect of the game away, really.
Yeah, also, if you think about it, so the tickets are way more expensive than previous World Cups, but there's 48 teams in the World Cup now, isn't there?
Yes.
So can't they make their money that way through there being extra teams and extra games, rather than like let more games and it costs more, like one way or the other?
Yeah, I get that. I mean, I'm not quite sure how many Haiti fans or Curacao fans they'll be getting through the turnstiles, but there may be a few. But anyway. We're talking England. Take us back to how did you come across England?
Yeah, so my first game was actually England v Croatia in Euro 2020. I know it's not that long ago actually, but as I was saying to you off mic, my dad's an Arsenal fan, and you see with like England fans, lots from the lower league clubs, because I think England's a great opportunity to, firstly, meet new people, secondly, go on like European trips or even like World Cups, so trips abroad where you went with your club, such as Watford. We probably won't be in Europe in my lifetime, or for a long time at least. So yeah, I joined the STC in just after the Euro final, but my first game was actually the Croatia one where Raheem Sterling scored. It was like 20k or 10k fans allowed in the ground, and this charity, they were meant to bring some kids over. I can't remember from which country, but my dad's work colleague got contacted. I think it was disabled kids from this country. And yeah, my dad got contacted, and yeah, I managed to go to that. I was buzzing for it. It took about a couple of hours. You had to do COVID tests before going into the ground, but yeah, that was my first England game. But I always wanted to go when I was younger.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm trying to remember the game. I was there, and I remember being. I think I was in the upper tier for that game, but I remember it being such a hot and humid, sticky day that day.
We had a couple chances in the first half. I think maybe Foden curled one. Calvin Phillips, that's Calvin Phillips. He was playing for us that day.
Sure, those were the days, weren't they? Whatever happened to Calvin Phillips?
Bellingham made it might have been his England debut that day as well at 17.
I think he made his debut during COVID. I want to say against Ireland, but I think maybe it was his competitive.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, some different players from back then.
I know.
That were playing. Yeah, so that was your first in match England game. Do you remember the first time you saw England, like on the telly?
On the telly, always. I mean, everyone knows that that tune when you get his ITV coming on from is it called The Verve?
Oh yeah, The Verve. Yeah.
So that was the highlight of my childhood. It was like Friday night games, and we'd have the grandparents over for dinner, and England were playing on the Friday night v whoever it was. So yeah, always watched the games on the telly. It was just about how to get tickets. Obviously, not as a 90k stadium Wembley, but for example, before I was an STC member, when we lost 1-0 to Brazil just before the Euros.
Yeah, didn't they score late on?
Yeah, I can't remember who scored.
Hendrick scored.
Might have been. I asked my dad, can we get tickets to England Brazil? I think that'd be cool, because my favourite ever Watford player as well is João Pedro, who plays for Brazil. I thought, that'd be cool. But I look and it's been sold out. So for games like that, you obviously have to be on the money with it, have to be quick. But yeah, didn't know about ESCC. I was like, how do all these fans get tickets to major tournaments? But that's the way. Yeah.
So you found out, you dipped your toe into to looking into it, and gave them your money and signed up.
Yeah. Enjoyed it since.
So you joined up, and then you've been regularly since, have you?
Yeah, go every home game. I apply for every away game. I went to Andorra in Barcelona. That was good. 6 hours in Mallorca airport overnight. Got home at 10 a.m. next morning. But that's the things you have to do for England away games, I guess. I see on Twitter all the time. I think there was a guy after Latvia. He might have got back home at 3:45 a.m. and was in the office for 7 a.m. So yeah, it's a good commitment, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. We've all done our part on sleeping on airport floors. But yeah, I mean, it is a good example of you've got to keep applying for these games, and sometimes it can be a little bit expensive if you get like a last minute ticket, and you've got second sale, and you've got to then sort a late flight out. But the more you apply, the more chances you get, and sort of those chances increase to go into some away games.
It's funny. I know someone only a couple caps, and it's annoying when people apply for away games for the sake of it with no intention to go. But this person kept applying for the sake of it, and they kept being successful. Whereas you've got people on I don't know, 40 odd caps missing out on tickets. I mean, I don't mind the system because it gives newcomers such as me maybe a chance in the 30% ballot, whereas say with your top Premier League clubs, it's impossible to get away tickets. But yeah, I think England, I do like the method for yeah, I think maybe there should be a couple changes to it, such as like you can apply in a group and like all of you are successful and none of you are, or like maybe if you don't take up a ticket, then you're excluded from the next one, etc. But yeah, it gives everyone a chance.
Yeah, you're right. And with the obviously the World Cup is coming up, but if we look a little further past the World Cup, then we've got the Nations League and kind of UEFA sort of salvage our sort of love of the game, really. So, I mean, come the Nations League, we're in pot one for that. There's going to be a fair few bigger nations within that, and with that comes bigger stadiums and bigger allocations that we can achieve.
Yeah, I think it'd be great. I really like Nations League. I think it was, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe 2019 when England played in Guimarães.
That was the first sort of incarnation of the Nations League.
That was quality. There was a couple of games, obviously, lost 3-1 to Netherlands in the semi-final, I'd like to say. And then in the third place playoff, Switzerland saved a couple penalties. But I think something like that is great. And it's also good to test yourself against the bigger nations, because realistically, like in the qualifiers for the World Cup, yes, we didn't concede a goal, we won every game, but I mean, Albania, I think they're a decent side, but Nations League is really good to test yourself, especially for Euro 2028, which if America isn't our best chance of winning it, that on home soil, you'd like to think so is.
Yes, can totally agree with that. Yeah, we'll seems quite a way away at the moment, the Euro 2028, but that will soon come round.
That is over 3 years away, isn't it? So, but I remember hearing about it when it was like 8 years away. So yeah, it's come around quicker than I thought.
Well, that's the thing with tournaments as well, isn't it? We look at this like America tournament. I say America, Canada, and Mexico. We shouldn't forget about them. But that was announced probably 10 years ago, I guess.
Yeah, you've already got is it Saudi 2034? That's announced. That'll be coming by in a flick of switch. So.
yeah, you're right. Go on then. So you're a Watford fan. You go home and away. I'm trying to think who was the last Watford England player.
It was. Do you remember under Southgate? I think we were 3-0 up in like half an hour. Spain away. This was the Nations League, I'd like to say.
Right.
It was at Betis' ground. Sterling scored, Kane scored, maybe Rashford.
This was the one in the rain, wasn't it? Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you remember that?
I remember it. I wasn't there, but go on.
Yeah. Do you remember that dire sliding challenge on Ramos?
On Ramos, yes.
Yeah. So, but Nathaniel Chalobah, him. He played.
Now, did he come on then as a substitute for...
91st minute or something?
I've got a funny... So he was a Watford player then, was he?
Yeah, he was with us on loan from, it must have been Chelsea in like 2012, etc. And then he came back on a permanent around like 2017, and he was in like the form of his life. He got into the squad and he came off the bench. It's weird how it was Chalobah of all people who played, because we've had a few decent players like Will Hughes, for example, now at Palace. I think he's Mr. Underrated. He doesn't look fancy or anything with how he plays, but he gets the job done. I thought he was really good for us. Maybe he could go call up. You obviously had Deeney. I mean, if Deeney was in his prime now, I'd probably compare him to like Ivan Toney, for example, who got into the squad a couple of years ago. But yeah, we've had a few players, but apart from Chalobah, I can't remember any who have like played for England recently.
Well, I want to say Chalobah, he's got that sort of unwanted record of having the England cap for the least amount of time on the pitch.
Must have. I'm pretty sure he came on for like 1 minute, which is crazy. But an England cap's an England cap. I'm sure we'd definitely come on for 2 seconds if it meant.
Without a doubt. Yeah, certainly. I'd go on for a couple of seconds, even if it meant at the very last whistle.
Not bad.
Yeah. Obviously, there's. I'm thinking is John Barnes as well was.
Yeah, John Barnes, Luther Blissett, if he's quite a long way back, but he was our striker, played for AC Milan, Bournemouth.
Yeah.
We've had obviously Sancho. He never made a senior appearance for us, but he did play for what we've had quite a few England players who were in our academy. Saka was for a couple of years actually before he came to Arsenal. Kane had trials with us. So did Sterling. Yeah.
And then, of course, there was Mr. Graham Taylor.
Yeah, he was from former England manager, so we've got a stand named after him. So
yeah. I mean, Watford legend, but sadly just didn't live up to the to it for England. I mean, I think he had a lot of injuries in his time there.
Yeah, I heard he was better for clubs such as, I don't know, us and Aston Villa rather than England itself. Am I wrong in saying, I don't know, obviously way before my time, did England get knocked out like in the groups or something under him, or was it the only World Cup we didn't qualify?
Yes, and 1994 obviously we didn't qualify for, but 1992 in the Euros, when he was in charge, we got dumped out of the group stages. He didn't have the best of times as England manager, but having met him, I met him. He was a lovely man, and he was just really engaging, wanted to chat.
Yeah, he there's a famous quote he was saying, like, football's a simple game, etc., which I think is very overcomplicated now.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So I mean, for Watford, you do a podcast, don't you, for Watford?
Yeah, I do a podcast. I think because at university I'm going to do a a media and broadcast degree. So I thought, something I just like talking football. To be honest,
don't we all?
Keeps me occupied, keep me happy. So yeah, it's a nice little side hobby. It's called Where Hornets Walk on YouTube. It's got like 230 subscribers, but I only started it a year ago. There's this guy called Mark who on Twitter is called like Championship Terrace Talk. He runs over 30 podcasts for different teams. The work he does is remarkable. He spends like 5 till 10 p.m. on a Sunday, 5 till 10 p.m. on a Monday doing these podcasts for different teams. He's he wants to have his own like fan network through like EFL clubs. He's trying to get all the clubs done, different hosts as well. So yeah, credit to him for bringing me on the podcast.
Oh, well, fair play. Keep plugging away at it. Keep good luck with that. Now, we've got to talk. You're a Watford fan.
Yeah.
You're an England fan.
Yep.
You play for Chelsea. What's all this about?
I know. There's not actually so many amputee clubs. There used to be Arsenal, which you'd like. My dad's an Arsenal fan, so that would have been quite good. But there used to be more amputee clubs. I'll tell you how the league format works. But basically, we play on crutches, and because outfield players have one leg, and people have their leg amputated in different places. You could just have your foot missing, or you could have half your leg missing through the knee, like me. So instead of letting people play on their prosthetics, they've made it crutches only, which turned away a few people. But I actually don't mind it because it's an equal playing field. So at the moment, there's only 4 teams in the league: Portsmouth, Chelsea, Everton, and Newcastle. Right. There used to be more, such as West Brom, like Bristol City, Arsenal, Man City, etc., etc. But there's not as many now. But it's a shame. Amputee football is all charity based at the moment in this country. In Poland and Turkey, it's their job. But it's not connected with the FA, unfortunately.
So, playing for Chelsea, are you affiliated through Chelsea Football Club?
It's actually the foundation, such as Arsenal have a thing called Arsenal in the Community, Everton have like Everton Trust, like all these clubs have their own like thing they do in the community. So, but Chelsea have been very helpful. They give us like great opportunities. We train at Cobham, the training ground.
Right.
Which it's not too local to me actually, but very good facilities, obviously. And we've done like a couple filming stuff, such as we filmed with TNT in April with like Neto, Maresca, Joe Colin, Wayne Bridge. Yeah, they give us good opportunities, but it's not actually funded like properly through Chelsea. Such as our fixtures are all in one location, which is Crewe. It's like more or less the centre of the country, I guess. Pretty easy to get to from where I live, but we have to pay for our own travel. So yeah,
Right, I see. So that
it's all for the love of the game.
Absolutely. So all those 4 teams, what you all come together in
Yeah.
Crewe to almost play like a round robin tournament, is it?
Yeah, it's a league, but like I don't know. Say not sure how many league games there are a season. Maybe like 24 odd. But yeah, we play each team. It used to be 50-minute games. But because there's so few teams now, unfortunately, we get it all done in one afternoon. So it's 40-minute games. We play the 3 other teams, and then the winner gets to the Champions League. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, and the runner-up now will be in the Europa League, and the third place will be in the Conference League. They're forming those 2 latter tournaments I've named. So Chelsea are actually going to be playing in the your Conference League next season, which would be cool. It'd be like a World Cup format. Rather than going to like one place and another, it'd be like a 10-day tournament against other teams in Europe. So that'd be really cool to participate in.
Wow, that sounds really exciting.
Yeah.
Now, I've just checked out your Twitter, and I've seen all your prosthetics.
Yeah,
they are
afford a
cool.
World Cup ticket.
Yes,
I've got more because with my amputation, because I'm not fully grown yet. I think you get fully grown when you're 21, 24. I have to get new legs every 6 to 9 months because otherwise it gets too small for me. So
sure.
I do have about 30 odd legs, and I have good designs on them. Maybe for the World Cup I should get It's Coming Home with like a picture of Harry Kane on it. That'd be cool.
Well, I've just see you've obviously got your Watford and the crest on it there. There's not an England one there, so perhaps we need to get an England one.
That picture was from all the legs are in the attic. I can't be bothered to say them down. That picture was from 2023, and
right.
Recently, these last few years, I've got Watford players on my legs, but I just use this company where it's kind of like a t-shirt you print, and then you just laminate it onto your leg. So maybe for the World Cup, I should get something England related.
Oh, I think you should. We'll be able to spot you. We'll know who you are.
Yeah. When we score, wave up in the air.
Yes. Go on, and let's go back to England. The World Cup coming up. How do you see that going? Is it something we can realistically win?
Yeah, we can win it because I don't think France are the same team they once were. Neither are Brazil. But compared to recent tournaments, I'd say, since maybe 2018, you could argue in knockout games we've kind of had a decent run, especially like Croatia. Can't remember specifically the others, but we've always been on the right side of the draw. But I think this time, if we do win our group, as you'd hope so, it is going to be a bit more difficult, such as, say we do play Mexico in the round of 16, now be in Mexico in front of like 80,000 fans, 80,000 of them will be Mexican, and then I think the other games would be like Brazil in the quarters, maybe France in the semis, and who knows, Spain in the final, for example. So, I mean, to win the World Cup, you've got to be the best to beat the best to be the... You know the phrase I'm trying to say.
Yeah, you got to beat the best to be the best.
Exactly that. So, yeah, if we want to win it, and it'll be even more like deserved if we do beat the better teams. There'll be no excuses.
How do you feel about Thomas Tuchel as England manager, German England manager?
Yeah, there are other managers of other nations who aren't from their country, that country.
Yeah,
such as, to name one, like Brazil. Ancelotti's their manager now, isn't he?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, and what nationality is Ancelotti again? He's not Brazilian.
Ancelotti is Italian.
Yeah, I'm not too sure, but yeah, it's just we haven't had Have we had a non-English manager before?
Yeah, so we've had Sven-Göran Eriksson,
yes, we did,
Swede, and Fabio Capello.
Yeah, and Sven-Göran Eriksson was that like 12, 13 years ago, or how long ago?
You're probably looking, when was that, 2001? So yeah, 23 years ago, yeah. And
yeah.
Capello was in charge during 2010, the World Cup.
Tuchel's football is it's hard to beat, which I think works in knockout tournaments, because obviously they can be basketball matches. He won Chelsea the Champions League. He won multiple other trophies. At the start of his reign, I didn't think it was that great, to be honest. The football was a bit boring. We weren't conceding, but what's the name? Yeah, like Andorra away, winning 1-0. That wasn't great. Only beating 2-0 at home as well. But then I think the Serbia away game, it kind of maybe flipped a switch, because I was like, this is going to be a real test, and like the first game where I could see us maybe losing under him. I mean, I don't think Serbia have even qualified for the World Cup, but it's a hostile place to go. And we won 5-0 with ease. And then the few games after, we played some decent football as well, beating Wales 3-0, wasn't it? We scored 3 in like the first 20-odd minutes. And yeah, we've got a good team, and you have to also factor in, like, in these qualifiers, we haven't had like Bellingham for most of it, Palmer, and I think Saka hasn't been in all the squads as well. So he's still experimenting, but yeah, we do have a good team, to be fair. The last two tournaments, not two tournaments, the last 2 Euros, obviously got to the final so close, and then obviously that quarter final against France in the World Cup, we actually played all right, and it came us that penalty, unfortunately. So just we feel so close, and the reason why we got rid of Southgate is to go that one step further. Hopefully Tuchel can do that. He's got so much experience under his belt.
I think you're right. I'm still not sure whether we can go all the way.
I'm not confident. Not so confident. I just feel we always do well in qualifiers. I know we haven't conceded, which is like brilliant, but yeah, I don't think you can properly test us till like we're in the thick of it in the actual tournament.
Well, this is the thing. We need to be tested, and I think we've got a couple of friendlies coming up in March against Uruguay and Japan, which hopefully will be the tests we need, because, to be fair, they are better than the likes of Albania and Serbia. So I hope that we will learn something from those.
Yeah, different style of football as well, because obviously, for example, Uruguay being a South American team, like they're more like, I don't know, aggressive than, say, some of these European. It's a different culture of football over there, and obviously the World Cup, it's teams from all around the globe. So yeah, that will help us prepare. And then obviously you've got the friendlies, which may be in Miami in June. So maybe we'll play, I don't know, more South American nations who didn't qualify, such as Chile, for example.
Yeah, and that's something that you're thinking of going to get those caps up.
Yeah, definitely. Anything for the caps. Also, I was thinking of that. The tickets would be cheaper, you'd hope. You'd hope.
You'd hope so, yes.
Yeah. Also, maybe like flights and accommodation would be easier, given like the actual tournament doesn't really start for another week or two. So, yeah, I think it'd be good. Obviously, I've only done one England away game now, but Andorra. But yeah, I think it'd be good to go to Miami.
Yeah, I think it's the start of a journey for you.
Yeah. I was also going to touch on with amputee football.
Yeah,
there's obviously an England men's amputee football team as well.
There is, yes.
Yeah, and their World Cup list, it's in 2026. I'm not sure if it's like the summer or September. It's in Costa Rica, so that will be cool. I'm humble enough to say I won't get selected. I don't think I'm good enough. But my aim is to maybe go do a training camp or two of them, to, like, get a taste for this men's football, etc. But with the England amputee team in 2018, I'd like to say, they played in the Euro final against Turkey at Besiktas Stadium.
Right.
After we do this, search up on YouTube. It's so cool. The Turkish fans are like mad about the sport. So it was at Besiktas Stadium, and there was 42k Turkish fans there, like all standing up, all chanting, and like, yeah. So that's the pinnacle for me. That's something I want to achieve in the next maybe few years.
Absolutely. Well, you keep us posted on that journey. There's no reason why you can't get to that training camp. There's no reason why you can't get time on the pitch, even if it's as long as, is it Trevor Shalabar?
Yeah, Nathaniel,
beg your pardon.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. Especially considering like maybe the squad is aging a bit, and obviously I'm a younger head. Maybe I can get into the squad. It's also with amputee football, it's really tough because you imagine lots of these people, they lose their limbs in like the army and war, so they're absolute units. Whereas me, I'm a bit slight, but I'm quite quick, and I've only been playing.
So was Messi.
Yeah, exactly. I actually play centre back because I've got no engine on me. Because lots of these amputees, they use crutches like during regular life, which that must be so painful on your hands. But I just can't do it. I use my prosthetic leg.
Gotcha. Well, no, Rio, I wish you all the best for that. Keep us posted on how the amputee football goes, and yeah, who knows? Maybe in those Nations League games, we'll be able to say hello.
Yeah, definitely. Looking forward to those. The draw's in February, isn't it?
I believe so. Yeah,
not too far away.
That's right. Before we go, just remind us of the Watford podcast you do and where you can find it.
Yeah, I do a podcast on YouTube called Where Hornets Walk, and I've actually set up a TikTok account which is going to be documenting my amputee football. I'm also trying to complete the 92 challenge at the moment. That's called, you'll find this name funny, Peg Leg Talks Football. Yeah.
Peg Leg Talks Football. I like that. Rio, thank you very much for your time, and yeah, let's meet up.
Yeah, nice speaking to you.
Likewise. Thanks once again to Rio there. You can find him on Twitter at Rio_Woolf. Now, Wolf is double O, WOOLF. Really interesting hearing about his playing career and who he plays for. And by pure coincidence, I did see that the FA have teamed up with Nimbus Disability. Now, if you go to England games, home or away, and you use a wheelchair or require easy access, then from now on it appears you'll need to hold a valid Nimbus access card to confirm eligibility for accessible tickets. Now, there has been an email sent out through the Supporters Club. Go check that out, or you will find more online if this affects you. Now, mentioned at the start of the show, there were a couple of things I hadn't got around to mentioning. If you're a regular listener to the show, you will know that I like to pay tribute to those England players who have passed away. And since the turn of the year, we've lost 2 former players who have worn the Three Lions. January the 5th saw the passing of Colin McDonald at the age of 95. Now, Colin won a total of 8 caps in goal for the Three Lions, including 4 at the 1958 World Cup in Sweden. Now, at the time, he was the oldest living England international player. He was the 768th player to represent England and the 79th goalkeeper. Born in 1930. Now, initially, he was signed to Burnley. However, this was a time of national service, and he was called up by the RAF and was stationed at Headington. Now, he played for Headington United in that time. Headington United, now known as Oxford United. Now, he was there for a year before returning to Burnley, where he spent 10 years. In 1956, he broke his leg in a fixture against Chelsea, but recovered to win those 8 England caps, and he was number 1 throughout the 58 Swedish World Cup. That was where we drew 3 and lost 1. In fact, one of those draws was goalless. It was 0-0 with Brazil. This was the first goalless game the World Cup had ever seen. Remarkable, given that there'd been 5 World Cup tournaments previous to that. Now, he returned to action with Burnley, although the following year he once again broke his leg. This time his recovery was complicated, and in 1961 he retired from the game. And as I mentioned, he was the oldest living England international. Now that honour now passes to Ken Brown, who is aged 91. He was born February 1934, and he won one cap against Northern Ireland back in 1959. Then on the 7th of January, we saw the passing of Martin Chivers, aged 80. Martin earned 24 caps for England between 1971 and 1973, scoring 13 goals. Born in 1945 in Southampton, which is where he would begin his career, making his debut in 1962, aged just 17. He would go on to score 96 times in 175 appearances for the Saints, before moving to Tottenham in 1968 for a then club record of 125,000. He spent 8 years at Spurs, scoring 174 goals in 367 games. He would win the League Cup twice and also the UEFA Cup. Following his time with Spurs, he would also represent the likes of Norwich and Brighton. And he also had spells in Switzerland, Australia and Norway. However, his time with England wasn't during our best periods. All under Alf Ramsey, he made his debut away to Malta in 1971 in a European Championships qualifier. His first goal in England colours came in his second game at home to Greece in a 3-0 win. He would score 12 more, including a couple against Scotland. But his last cap came in 1973, when we failed to make it to the 1974 World Cup. It was, of course, that 1-1 draw with Poland at Wembley. I'd like to take this opportunity to pass on my condolences to both Colin McDonald and Martin Chivers' family and friends. Let's leave it there. Once again, thank you so much for joining me. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks again to Rio. Perhaps we'll catch up with him again sometime in the future. But I will be back with you very soon with some more England-related content. I hope you can join me for it. So until then, take care of yourselves. Cheers.